Hello, welcome to Smosh Mouth. I'm Shayne, and I am joined today by Keith and Noah.
Yeah.
What up, what up, what up?
What's
welcome.
good?
Keith, you are just fully green.
Yeah, look, I'm thinking about money. My hands are itching right now too as we speak. So.
Is that a sign of wealth?
I think so. That's what I heard. You never heard if your hand itches, the money's on the way.
Never
your palm?
heard.
I've always been told it's poison oak.
Really?
It wasn't money. I think it was poison oak you were
See,
touching.
black
Which
people
is also
don't-
green.
Black people don't. We don't go to the woods like that. So I don't have poison oak or poison ivy. This is definitely money on the horizon.
Wow.
Shout out to God.
God's in your hand.
Even your bracelet's green. You went hard.
I'm telling you, it's hella money coming my way.
Is that a plan you do in the morning, or do you do it like the day before? You're like, tomorrow it's
No,
green day.
it depends on if there's like a specific event. Like if we're doing if we have an appearance or something, I'll
Sure.
be like, okay, I want to wear this for it.
Okay.
But like in the mornings that I wake up, I don't know how I'm gonna dress. I don't know how I feel. Sometimes I want to be baggy. Today's a baggy day, and other times I want to be like tight and European. You know what I'm saying?
Would you say that you ever feel like a plastic baggie?
Yeah.
This
Drifting through the wind.
this reminds me of something. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You know who my favorite pop artist is?
Well, it is a woman's world.
That's right. That's right.
So you guys, I've told you a little bit about what we're doing today. It's
Very
the
little.
third installment of browsing weird subreddits. So I have compiled a bunch of weird subreddits that I have found. There's tons. We're going to go through them, show some of my favorite posts that I've found. We'll just talk about them. Talk about other bullshit. We can talk about whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the
Cool.
idea.
Hell
so,
yeah.
Do you have
anyways.
like a burner Reddit account that gets recommended, just the strangest subreddits?
No, that's a good idea though. I'm fully just like a lurker, and I have been. I've never like liked a post or even joined a subreddit. I just scroll about. But I feel like Noah, I feel like it was years ago that you were the one who introduced me to Reddit. Like 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
You were like, oh yeah, I'm looking through Reddit, and I was like, what is that? And then
Yeah,
eventually I
think
started.
Yeah, my brother showed it to me, and I think it's just like once you're shown Reddit, you're like, oh, I think I'm gonna be here forever. I think that's how it kind of works.
I think
Wow,
I'm
really?
doomed.
Way back in the day when there was a lot of like cringe sayings, like you used to say, when does the narwhal bacon? That used to be a huge Reddit joke. Yeah, you want to know the answer?
No.
At midnight. If you didn't know the answer at midnight for like 10 solid years, that's how people would find out if you were a Redditor. You would say in a conversation, do you know when the narwhal bacons? Not even kidding.
Wow.
See, I feel like nobody who's a Redditor wants anyone to know that they're a Redditor.
Yeah, especially when that was the culture. When it was less
Yeah.
normal stuff and more like that, it was a little harder to be open about.
Are you still on
what's up.
Reddit?
Yeah.
have
I'll
you in
go
there?
around here
Yeah.
and there. Yeah, I'm similar to you. I lurk. For a little bit, I had an account for certain things. Back when I liked esports a lot. I
Sure.
posted in an esports
Nice.
subreddit once.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, there is a subreddit for absolutely anything. Like anything you're into. Any musician, they have a whole subreddit. Any show.
Hold on, they have a Michael Jackson.
Absolutely.
Oh.
would be the moderator.
Really?
Yeah, you'd have your own
Can
little
we
logo.
set that up somehow? I don't know how to go about it.
I've
Do you
never
guys-
looked. I've never looked if there's a Michael Jackson subreddit. I'll have to look. There probably is multiple.
Wow.
Yeah.
We should set up for a year, like how everyone thought that
Wait.
was it
What was
Arasha
she about
got
to say?
got
What was she about to
booked
say?
in a Marvel movie, but
Oh,
set
yeah.
up for a year a burner account for Keith to try to get ingrained in the Michael Jackson subreddit.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
let's go.
That's where I
All
was.
right,
happen.
we can start that journey.
I'm down.
Yeah, you're
I
gonna
don't
be a
even know
fed.
what's about to happen, but like I'm with it.
Yeah. All right, let's just hop into it.
Yeah, what do you have for us today?
Okay.
What do you have for? I love your
Yeah, you like
dude.
that?
Like your radio. It's kind of like a radio voice right now. You have a really great voice.
Thanks.
You should think about like doing
You should
radio.
do radio,
shit.
man.
I should do more radio.
I think they're looking for more radio hosts
I
nowadays.
think so.
I think that's a booming
hear it's going
industry.
great, yeah.
So
Yeah, they say I got the legs for radio.
What you do? I would agree.
okay, so this first subreddit, there's a subreddit called R Bald. And it's just where bald people post
Yeah,
photos of
Oh,
themselves.
nice.
Yeah, and it's really great. A lot of the posts, though, are dudes who are balding, like they're in the process of it. They're maybe trying to hold on, and then they shave their heads, and then they show the after photo. They're like, guys, I'm officially bald. Here's the before and after.
Yeah.
And what's amazing is how much better they always look.
I can only imagine.
Shocking.
Yeah.
So I have a bunch of photos that I found before and afters.
Oh god.
That's so interesting. This is like a late night TV, but the opposite. They're always like, Bosley, put this on your head and you get more hair. Like, this is the opposite. I'm gonna make that company. It's just called Razor. Shave it off. You'll look better. Before and after. $20.
It's crazy because, like, I do think, like, I don't know. There is such a stigma on being bald, but like, you know, unfortunately, like, you know, dudes deal with a lot of baldness, and I feel like a lot of people look fine. Well, especially, so here's this guy, right? And he was like, guys, I finally pulled the trigger.
Yeah,
So there's him before, but look at him after.
Whoa.
Insane.
Whoa.
10 years younger. Like,
I mean,
way hotter.
He kind of has a peanut-shaped head. But he does look great.
Yeah,
at
but
the same
you know
time,
what?
that is a peanut at
It's a
its
sexy
finest.
peanut.
But that's okay. I mean, look,
Sexy peanut.
your head has to have a shape. And yeah, he's sexy Mr. Peanut.
I'm surprised that. And not even trying to be mean. There was sex appeal underneath there. I did not expect that.
No,
Absolutely.
it is shocking when you see
Right?
that and then you're like, wait, whoa.
It was also like a bad photo, but like,
was.
yeah.
Oh, that's also the key to a before and after photo is to
Yeah.
like be in the first photo, be like,
Yeah.
and then the second one you're like,
Yep, he looks cool. It's nothing like giving, like, as a man, y'all, like, for me, like, when I cut my hair, like, it felt so good, and I definitely felt like I felt better at the beginning.
I'll never forget when you revealed that you were fully bald.
Oh,
was
bro.
That's like one of
Summer
my
games?
favorite Smosh moments.
An
It was
insane
Winter
moment.
Games.
Oh,
Yeah.
yep.
And this reveal, like, I went bald and not just like shaved your head, like fully shiny.
I mean, you like squeaky, like
Yeah.
wicka, wicka,
It was
Yeah.
unbelievable. How did that feel?
It felt great. I could feel all the air on my head.
That's gotta
It was
be
really
insane.
cool. I felt like Michael Jordan, but without the money. It was really cool. It was really just good and chocolate. Good chocolate and bald.
Hey.
You know? I know it works.
Ooh, example
whoa.
two,
There's
example
this
two.
guy. There's this guy.
Okay. He's giving,
After.
Oh my God!
Now that's a perfectly shaped head.
That ain't
Yeah.
a
That
peanut.
head is
That ain't a peanut.
unbelievable.
That's nice.
That's a proper
that's
testy
crazy.
right
oh
there.
my. That's a problem.
One. I'm
What
looking at
the
one.
hell? Did you hear? That's the one. Where'd they do with the other one?
I'm not sure.
Oh my
his
God!
mouth.
Like testicular cancer. Oh my
No,
God, that's
no.
bad.
He's born that way.
We have this
Wow.
guy. Lastly, this
Oh.
guy. Now,
Okay.
it's unfortunate. He's trying to hold on, but that hair is way back.
Can I just
Yeah.
say I don't? It's
Yeah.
giving serial killer.
It's the,
Oh yeah, the glasses with the hair.
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
Unfortunate.
What's the guy that eats like boys?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, that's Jeffrey.
Yeah, he is giving Jeffrey Dahmer there.
Mhm. Oh, my
Okay, but boom, way
Oh.
better.
I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna reverse it, flip it and
Okay.
reverse it like Missy Elliott. I think that he looks better before.
Wait, scroll
Really?
up, scroll up,
Yeah,
scroll up.
that's cool. That he's
No.
actually kind of like a cool hipster.
Okay,
like
scroll down.
guy
But
right
are you
there.
talking about the glasses and stuff? Because he can put the glasses back on.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he looks better bald, personally.
Really?
I don't know.
I think he has more character there. I like his little.
You know, but
Interesting.
we're not seeing the back of his head. What if he's also balding in the back?
Oh my God, Lord
Yeah.
Jesus!
Right? But
I
I
don't know.
can see.
I love this subreddit because it gives me hope because I feel like I inevitably am going to be bald one day. And I'm
Just
like,
swoop
okay,
it over.
Just fully, just
Swoop,
like, okay.
swoop it.
Oh,
Comb over?
That's it.
No, that's awful.
I like that. I like that there's a subreddit. Like, it's a little weird, but actually it's just like a very unique and specific support community. I think that's
Totally.
cool. You know what
There's
I mean?
a ton of that. I mean, and that one's just very positive.
Yeah.
And I just love all these dudes who are probably terrified. They're
Yeah.
like, shoot, like, all right. And then to have a bunch of people be like, you look great. You
Yeah.
actually look way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also like a hard one to be like, if you're just like 32 and you're like, do I just like text someone and be like, hey, how do you think I look now?
Right.
It's, that's just like an odd.
It's a great place to post it. No, and I do feel bad for dudes because some people lose their hair at like 16,
Yeah.
like 20. Like,
Yeah.
it happens.
Bro, I straight up had a roast session with someone like recently. And the thing was, I don't like to talk about people, but no one knows when I go there, sometimes I go there, you know? And I was meeting up with some friends. We're all going to hang out, you know. He has some friends there. I'm coming into some people that I don't motherfucking know.
Uh-huh.
And I get there, and the first thing he's like, "Oh man, you ugly, man. You dark as shit, dog."
What?
No, yo, I'm just setting you up. Like, this is the thing. I don't know this guy. People are a little intoxicated.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
but I'm just like, hold on, what? So it's also coming from a light-skinned black guy. So for
Okay.
me,
I was
I'm
going to say,
like,
what if
Yeah.
this is a white guy?
but
Yeah.
no, but even still,
But
but
yeah,
guys, I'm a dark-skinned black guy.
Yeah.
A light-skinned black guy telling me, like, oh, you dark as shit, you ugly. It's like, hold
Yeah,
on, this is
that's
going
still-
somewhere
it's
that I
not
don't.
this lane, but it's parallel.
Oh my God,
It's parallel
they are
lane.
cousins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in my
That's
mind,
crazy.
this guy's probably mixed. So I'm thinking like, your white side's talking. So I just let him get it off a couple times. And before I knew it, I just started unleashing. So I just looked up, and I looked at that hairline, or the lack thereof. And it gave me ample opportunity to talk my shit because he also had glasses right here.
No,
To
he was
try-
trying to cover it.
Like a bandana. Like, bro, I said, you know what? I said, I might be ugly and I might be dark. But I said, your hairline starts all the way back here. And you're trying to cover it up with this hairline, this hairband of sunglasses that you got on. But let me tell you something. I don't know how old you are, but you got to be older than me. He was younger than me. And guys, when I tell you, I lit him up. And by the end of the night, my friend was like, yo, like, what happened? I said, bro, I don't start it with anybody. But he called me ugly. He called me dark. It was just like, he's whatever. I don't know what it was. But for me, somebody like me, if you give me the chance or the opportunity to talk my shit, you're going to wonder what happened. At the end of it, he was like, he forgot that he called me ugly. He said something about my teeth. Everybody knows my teeth for me are like, it hurts. You go there, he's like, look at your teeth. I'm like, all right, but look at that hairline. I can't even see it.
Yeah.
But he gave me the perfect opportunity to talk my shit, and I don't feel bad. Shout out to all the other people that are balding out there. I would never just come for somebody, but like, if you're gonna talk about somebody being ugly, just make sure that hairline is penciled in. Make sure your hairline is penciled in, or I'ma get up in that ass. Yes, I am. I'ma get up in that ass. I hurt some feelings that day, and I actually woke up the next day, and I felt bad. I was like, oh my God, but then there's the other side of me like, gotcha.
You know what you should do? You know what? You should just send him a link to the subreddit.
Oh, no.
Just shoot him a link.
You know what's funny? On my Instagram, like all the time, a lot of stuff for like balding and like, getting your hairline rejuvenated has been coming up. And I've been thinking about sending it to my friend so he can send it to his friend. But I'm not that petty. But hopefully I don't have to run into him again.
That's insane. I mean, I've heard online of like the light skin, dark skin thing. I didn't know. Is it ever like that blatant?
Oh, bro, yes, because people can go for it. So like, let's keep it funky. Let's break it down. So like it's easier, and darker skinned people can get away with calling somebody light skinned. You know what I mean? It's like, you light bright. You know what I mean? We can get away with it.
Okay.
But like a light skinned person saying it to a dark skinned person, oh, all hell is breaking loose. All hell is gonna break loose, and we gonna get up in that ass. And then you gonna really, I'm telling you, it's not gonna be fine. And the levels are off, but like rightfully so. It's just like, certain things you can say and certain things you can't say. There is a double standard, if you will. But just know that it's set up like that. So go for it if you want to.
A question on the double standard. Do you feel like the double standard of it, which makes complete and utter sense?
Yeah.
The reference of a lighter skinned person calling out you for being darker skinned, does it feel worse because it feels like they're attempting to reference like the world's point of view? Or
Yes, all of that. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And it's just like, it's like a privilege that comes with like being lighter skinned. Like truly, like we all know that. So it's just like, even white people would only look at black people as if they're
as
like
one group.
Yeah, but but at the same time, there are some privileges that come with like being lighter. Like for some people, they don't seem as, I guess, dangerous. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like certain little things like that. So like, it's so real. Like I've experienced it, and I kind of experienced it that night where like the guy was like light skinned, like straight up light skinned. I was like, where's this coming from? Because I'm like, I just met you. I just said hello.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And we were in the dark, so I know all he seen was eyes and teeth. You know what I mean? Like truly, it was one of those situations where I'm like, I'm just like this. I'm cheesy.
You hit him with your white.
Yeah, I'm like, he said, you're ugly, you're dark. I'm like, oh my God. But he was so light, I could see like the pieces of hair when his hairline that were missing.
Each individual one that was missing.
Yeah, it was crazy. Sorry, guys.
No, that's insane.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Sorry. That's the way to start it off.
Yeah, hey, that's the
I
hope.
enjoyed that conversation.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Shave your head, whoever he
You
is.
should have shaved.
Our next subreddit comes. We have one I found called Ask HR.
Oh my God.
So,
So like HR professionals.
So HR professionals are in the subreddit and they can answer questions. So people go, hey, this happened at work. Like, what should I do? But this one is crazy. This one's really been popping off. The guy who started today is clearly not the guy we interviewed, and no one else has noticed. So this person wrote in, they're like, hi, a bit of a weird one here. I helped my team interview a candidate a couple weeks ago. By helped, I mean I asked all the questions and engaged with the candidate while my bosses worked on their own projects and half listened. I really liked the guy. He was outgoing and quick, knew what he was talking about on a very high level, and his experience matched. Now, normally I wouldn't mention ethnicity or physical characteristics as it does not even factor into my opinion of a candidate. But since it's relevant here, the guy was, I believe, Guatemalan and had a slight accent. He had black curly hair and a stubble. He was also average height. We ran 4 other interviews for the position and ended up hiring this guy. Let's call him Josh. Since he had the experience and there were no red flags in the interview, they hired him. He was scheduled to start today, so after morning meeting, I swung by his new office to say hello and welcome him to the team. But when I get there, all I see is some tall white guy with baby brown hair.
Oh, yes.
The nameplate
Yes.
on the door had Josh's first and last name, so I asked the guy if Josh was in, kind of assuming he was the IT guy helping set up. The guy said he was Josh. And the kicker is he also said, "It's great to see you again," and used my name. I hadn't yet introduced myself. He said it with what I would say is a Midwestern accent. I couldn't interrogate him too far because he was called into some onboarding thing, but I was really confused. I ran into my boss afterwards, and he said he had a nice conversation with Josh this morning, and he feels reaffirmed that we made the right choice. Now, I should point out, he said earlier, that during this interview, his bosses were kind of half listening and working on other projects. So he was the only person who paid attention to this interview. No one else seems to have noticed that it's a completely different guy. I haven't brought it up outright to anyone yet, but I want to because this is weird and seemingly fraudulent. I just don't know how to bring this up to a superior or HR. This is insane.
What?
You know what? I'll be straight up. He got that far. At that point, you just gotta be like, hey, bro. I don't know what you're doing here.
Yeah, you gotta call it out.
You gotta call it out
for what it is.
But also, you gotta give it to him. He killed that. Anybody we would all be scared. Let's be straight up.
Goodness.
We would be scared out of our minds.
I would think that I've lost my fucking mind.
Oh, I'm going to spies, and if not spies, alien spying. I mean, that's where I'm going.
Because all your bosses who weren't paying attention are like, yeah, it's so great.
Yeah, Josh.
Have Josh on the
Love
team.
him.
And I'm like, I could have sworn that this guy, that's not the guy.
Okay.
They're like, that's the guy.
Yeah.
The fact that guy committed being like, it's nice to see you again. Had a great conversation with you.
That's scary. That's actually too scary. At first, I'm like, you got to give it to him and be like, yo, no, I know. It's like, bro, no. Actually, you got to call the cops.
Oh,
Call the cops.
Actually, first thing I do is I am being nice, whatever. Oh yeah, great to see you again, whatever. Going back to the security footage from the day of the interview. I'm doing everything I can.
Well, I think it was a Zoom call. I think that's. Yeah.
I hope maybe they didn't record the Zoom call.
Now, what's crazy is in the comments, people are like, I've had this happen before.
Really?
All these people are like, we terminated the employee for dishonesty. This wasn't hard to figure out because the candidate spoke perfect English on the phone, and the individual who showed up on the first day only spoke Spanish.
Oh, wait, but that one, and not trying to say that Josh didn't speak perfect English,
he spoke
but that's
fine.
A flip of...
He was
Yeah.
he was just saying appearance-wise, it's like, this is just a different
Yeah, but what the comment says is almost like that one feels more like fraud because, maybe you're trying to hire someone with a certain skill. Like if I told you oh, I can ride horses, and so you hired me to ride horses in a commercial, and I can't ride a horse.
There's another one. I had a more blatant one. I interviewed a very capable candidate by video. Smart, knowledgeable, focused, and had the right skills. Then he turned up for work. I was somewhat surprised because I'd interviewed a woman.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
And I realized, I'm like, no different than in college, people pay people to write essays for them. People must pay people to do interviews and get them.
Interview?
This was by video, but yeah.
Yeah.
But you think about big companies where maybe you're not going to interact with the person who interviewed you. You just kind of get in, but
that's insane.
It's still crazy to me.
Yeah. I would really want to know their train of thought.
How does the economy of that work? Am I getting a flat fee for getting you hired? Am I getting a percentage of what you make every year on the deal of the salary deal? Am I getting a little bit of every paycheck? Because at some point they're going to find out. Have we signed a deal? How do you set this up where my job is to just mass interview for people because I'm so good,
right?
And everyone will love me. That somehow that's a profitable. I don't know how that happens.
Yeah, it's weird. Like
Unique.
it's so weird because it's like face to face. Like they've seen the person in
Yeah.
the interview. It's just like I can
What if they
understand.
interviewed an AI?
You know what I mean? Like
That's going to start happening. Let's
Like,
be
straight
real.
up.
That stuff is going to start happening. Well, it's already
Absolutely.
effectively happening when
Yeah.
kids are writing chat GPT essays and
Yeah.
stuff.
Killing
Do it the old-fashioned way, like you said, pay people.
Yeah, just pay a human. Give the human work to fake your interview. Like, if you're going to commit fraud, at least pay someone to do it. I can't believe how many people in the comments were like, yeah, this also has happened.
insane.
I'd never heard of it. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
But it's real.
I mean, people like you have to do like P test, right?
It depends on the job, I
Depends on
think.
the job. I think a lot of jobs don't.
But sometimes it's easy.
I didn't have to do a P test when I got hired at Smosh.
I don't think any of us.
None of us did.
I took one.
I
Can
remember
you imagine?
distinctly.
Wait, I did.
But it wasn't me doing the pee.
I paid someone to pee. Well, people do fake that shit.
Yeah.
See, which
We've
makes
known that for a
sense.
long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this
That's
isn't
so
that great.
interesting. But you're suggesting doing a pee test to confirm identity now.
See?
You're not even saying for drug testing. You're like, I want to make sure it's the same Josh.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
That's
want to
what
make
we
sure the
need.
flavor's the same.
Yeah,
That's
same
what we
DNA.
need. Exactly.
Anyways, that's Ask HR. There were a bunch of others, but none of the others were as entertaining.
What if someone did that here?
I don't
Oh,
think we
that
could-
would be
I think
hilarious.
we're
Can
too
you
small
imagine?
of an operation.
Yeah.
Like people would figure it out.
Yeah.
That'd be
You'd think
wild.
so. Do you know my real name?
What? Hold on. Wait. What?
You guys don't know my real name. I've never shown anyone my birth certificate at this company.
Hold on.
Well,
That's all I'm saying.
okay, why
Oh, okay. No, you're playing.
I haven't-
You almost-
I just started. That's how easy it is to start bullshit.
You almost got me. Too. I'm
Almost,
like,
yeah.
wait, hold on. Where
Yeah.
we going with this?
yeah.
Okay.
Was I born in Hawaii, Keith?
But shit, I don't know.
This episode is brought to you by Mint Mobile. I love a good deal, but I don't want to go through all the hassle to get it.
I love a good deal too, but I am also hesitant. But with Mint Mobile, you know that good deal is going to be so easy. In fact, if you go to mintmobile.com/smoshmouth, you'll see that all 3-month plans are just $15 a month, including their unlimited plan. And what's great about it is you get to keep your own phone, your own number, and your existing contacts. We actually have a phone that we use for a lot of our social stuff here at Smosh that has Mint Mobile. I was looking through the app about how easy it is to just switch plans at any time. It's friggin' awesome, man.
Yeah, it is so easy and it is not a hassle, which we love. To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/smoshmouth. That's mintmobile.com/smoshmouth. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/smoshmouth. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower above 40 gigabyte on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details.
Episode of Smoshmouth is brought to you by ZocDoc. In life, there's a lot of things that are kind of a crapshoot, like trying out a new restaurant, maybe trying out a new type of milk for your coffee. But one thing you don't want to be a crapshoot is finding a new doctor. You want to make sure that they're good, that they're under your insurance, that they're nearby, and that you can get them at the time that you need them, which can be a massive challenge. But with ZocDoc, they make it easy. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors, choose the right one for your needs, and click to instantly book an appointment. We're talking about in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, eye care to skin care, and much more. Plus, ZocDoc appointments happen fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking. You can even score same-day appointments. I, myself, had held off on getting a doctor's appointment for so long, and primarily because the whole process of finding the right doctor under my insurance stressed me out. I really hate that process. But ZocDoc, they streamline it. It's all right in front of you. All you have to do is search, and they show you tons of options. They make it as easy as humanly possible. So stop putting off those doctor appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/smoshmouth to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/smoshmouth. ZocDoc.com/smoshmouth. Back to the show. This next subreddit, I think, is where we're going to spend most of our time because it's awesome.
Okay.
And I when I found this one, I was like, this is perfect for you too. This is the subreddit hypothetical situation, where all people do is put out hypothetical situations and you
man.
discuss what you would do if you would
That's
do
my
it.
bread
whatever.
and butter.
Okay, here we go. I picked a couple of them. They all, for some reason, have to do with money, because of course. This first one: you are given an egg And if after 365 days the egg remains uncracked, you will receive $10 million. It is a completely ordinary egg with, upon receival, no cracks. After the 365 days, the egg will be thoroughly inspected to ensure there are no cracks whatsoever in order for you to claim the money. Replacing or cooking the egg is not permitted. As well as that, the egg cannot be stationary for more than 24 hours at a time and cannot be touched by anyone other than you during this 365-day period. Finally, failure to protect the egg will result in a permanent ban from eating eggs again, as well as losing out on the potential money. So tell me, what's the strategy you will employ in order for you to ensure the money?
So, okay, a real quick question. You can't just leave the egg in one spot?
Yeah.
More than 24 hours.
More than 24
No,
hours.
it can't be stationary. It can be in one spot. It just can't be stationary.
Oh, okay.
So
like you just have to pick it up once a day.
yeah,
Oh.
or it could be rotating.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It can be rotating.
What would it rotate on, Noah? What the hell are you talking
Lazy
about?
Susan, or you could
So,
suspend
like-
it by
Oh my
rubber
God.
bands or bungee cords.
Or like one of those like things that clean the floor? Like,
you could tape it to pork chop, and it would never be stationary.
but it will break on pork
Oh,
chop.
it's gonna
She's
break
nuts.
on pork
Come
chop.
on.
Yeah.
That would-
But I'm just saying to get around stationary, like
Oh, so I
you
could-
take it how you will.
Look, I could come in just like boop, 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 done.
Yeah,
Oh my
Okay,
God.
but
easy.
where are you keeping it that's going to be guaranteed to be safe? Now, my thought is probably literally a safe that I get, and then I like every day I just have to kind of like pick it up lightly and put it back. And I have like pillows on every side, like, or I have it fully encased in styrofoam. Like I have styrofoam cut out perfectly in an egg
Yeah,
shape.
but you're going to need it to be temperature controlled. Because for a whole year, you're going to go through every season. And inside of that safe, it could be very, very hot and then very, very cold. And that could cause the egg to crack.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming if an egg goes bad, it would maybe crack on its own. So maybe
Just by the amount of gas it might produce. Who knows? I've never
so
held
maybe
an
we're
egg for that
screwed
long.
regardless.
I think what you would have to
Or
do...
a freezer.
A freezer would be good. Yeah, because you would want
Will
to
it
create
crack?
an extra shell. So I would just shellac it every day for a year, I'd cover it in shellac or the closest thing that I could find to like a calcium S.
What the hell
Oh
is
my
shellac?
gosh,
You
that's
know?
so smart. What's
Yeah.
what's the stuff people like resin?
Yeah.
Like
You
sweet?
just put it in the
But
ember.
resin would, with the heat, would crack it probably.
Well, yeah, but that's why you'd do something more like a nail polish. You just put 50 layers of nail polish and then you'd go get Flex Seal and then you'd Flex Seal it. You know what I mean?
What the hell are you guys talking about?
Crushed this.
Yeah,
I'm stuck. I'm stuck at shellac. What the hell is shellac?
Shellac is like when you're done with maybe a painting, or a version of shellac could also be for like nails. It's like a clear coating that you put afterwards to protect what's underneath.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So you do that so the outer layer is okay, and then you put it in some sort of rubber cement, and then I would just glue it to my ceiling fan, and then just turn the fan on for a year.
That sounds like that. That gets on my nerves because Noah, come on, think about it. $10 million are on the line, and you're gonna like tape it to your ceiling fan. To your ceiling fan.
But it's covered in
That's
all this
high up.
bullshit.
But it's also high up. Like you need to
Okay,
like
that
let
means
it be
I'm not
low.
gonna bump into it on accident.
Oh my God. But like what if the tape decides that it just wants to get loose, get loose, and it falls off?
Get low.
If it's
There we go.
fully encased, someone did say encase egg in resin and bring with me everywhere.
Oh, wow.
That works too. Oh yeah, just put it right in your butt. I walk around all day. Right?
Yeah?
I mean, what's wrong with that? Hens do it.
What the hell is he talking about? That's crazy.
Is that what you'd want?
Hens
That's
do
probably
it.
That's
the safest,
insane. No.
right?
That's
no.
how nature works.
I'd say my butt or my mouth.
Yeah, but no.
Maybe I'd flip.
All
every
right,
day.
I think Noah and I agree on like what ultimately it would be covered in like some sort of thing that
Yeah.
would encase it.
Yeah.
Keith, what do you think?
I think I wouldn't do all of that. That would be touching it way too much, guys. I would just like maybe put it in a little small box, put some pillows around it. I did like when you said what you said there, but other than that, all this painting and nail polish and shellac, like I just don't think it's necessary. I think that's a
When
lot
it
of
can't
stuff.
be stationary, you just like rotate the box.
That's all
every
I'm
day.
saying, y'all.
Okay,
You
but
guys
you're
are
in
doing way too
California.
much.
What happens when
You
there's an
are the
earthquake?
There
guy.
was an earthquake this morning.
And I
as of
woke up
recording.
to it. I sleep on my floor. That's the thing. I would put it.
Oh, you're your own.
I
What's
just
it called? The
sleep on my
seismograph? What's it called?
So,
Are you your own Richter scale? You lay on the
Yeah.
floor so you know when the earthquake's coming, so you can pick the egg up.
Do you sleep on the floor by choice or
yes.
I know, by requirement, by poor
Yes.
I'm like, what's going on?
yes. I don't. Okay, so
He splits his apartment
Sorry.
with his roommate. His roommate gets the top half of the apartment.
I was like, you have a bed, right?
Look, okay, so this is the thing. Okay, we're just gonna go there. My neck is really bad, right?
Okay.
So I always sleep in my living room because my TV's there. I don't have a TV in my bedroom. I have
Okay.
one there, but I haven't connected it. I haven't Roku'd it or any of that stuff, right? My couch, no one knows. He sat on this
bro.
couch. This couch is like I done slept on it for 4 years straight. straight. Man, my neck, my back, and my back is so messed up from just sleeping on it. So now I'm not going to my bed. That is not happening. I'm not going to my bed. I'm not even going to buy another Roku. So what do? I sleep on the mother floor every night.
Why don't you just move your bed to the living room and switch?
Because
the
that's
TV.
ghetto. I'm not doing that, y'all.
Stream the
Like I
TV
like to have
to your
people
phone.
look. That is like
Get a
my
new couch
changing
to
room.
sleep
Get
on.
a new couch. Get a better couch.
I'm telling you.
Oh, so who wants to buy me one?
I don't. You do.
Let's
You
talk
do.
about it, Shayne.
You want to buy yourself one because right now you sleep on the floor.
If I wanted to buy me a new couch, I would have done that already. I don't mind the
Is
floor.
sleeping on the floor like helping? Like, is it?
It was at first because when I was
I
sleeping
don't
on the
think so.
couch.
He opened with my neck has been hurting.
No.
was
Listen,
his
guys.
first sentence.
Listen to me. So my neck and my back was hurting for a while, right? It was hurting. And I was like, okay, like it's obviously hurting because I'm sitting on the couch. Like the couch, the springs within the couch. Whenever I sit
And
down,
just to give everyone an image of what
No.
his couch looks like, when you look at the couch where you
wow.
would sit, if you imagine going to like a museum, but for like ancient whales, so on the ceiling is all the bones, and it's like it's an 80-foot long whale, so it bends and it's just warped. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a big.
This is the
No,
green,
stop.
This
You
is
doing
the
too
green
much.
couch.
The green couch. You've
Yeah.
seen the green
Yeah, I've
couch.
seen the green
The green couch it looks like a camel now.
Oh
It's
yes,
dense.
yes.
Yeah, it got some humps.
2 humps.
Shout
Well,
out to Fergie.
I think we're less worried about the egg and more concerned for you. Now, if you can make it through the year,
Look, I'm doing good.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
right.
You should start a subreddit.
Help. Our help.
Oh my god.
Okay, our next hypothetical. I feel like, Keith, I know your answer. Noah, I'm curious about yours. You get $3 million, or you can speak every language fluently.
I'm not gonna say anything.
That's so.
I don't think there's a wrong answer in this one. I think both are
No.
great. This is a great situation.
Look, there's
Yeah.
not a wrong answer, but I know the right one.
Yes. Yeah, no, that is super interesting because obviously, like, learning a lot of languages is useful. Obviously, I'm going to be a pedantic, semantic asshole. So they said that I can only
Okay.
speak the languages. That's not very useful for me if I don't know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I can speak a lot of phonetic things and not know what I'm saying.
Okay, I
You know
think
what I mean?
think they. Okay, let's
See,
take it as.
you're
I'm a
about to
semantic
know.
ass-
You're about
Yeah,
to know. what-
yes, subreddit.
Edit. Yes, you can also read and write every language, including
thank you.
including
Thank you.
extinct languages.
Oh, whoa, that's
so,
different.
So now I'm taking that because you now can.
If
make
we're doing
so
if
much
we're doing
money.
extinct, are we also then putting in future? Because if I can do ones from the past,
just extinct, just extinct.
Okay.
But that is such a useful skill because there's ancient languages that nobody knows. You're
Yeah.
paying. You're like, give me $3 million and I will interpret this ancient Sumerian
Yeah.
That's
or whatever.
awesome. That's awesome. But I also believe in a little bit of mystery, so I'm gonna just take the 3 million.
Yeah.
Just easily. Just
So you
right
just prefer to not know.
I don't need to know shit. I don't know shit
Okay.
right now. I
Yeah.
don't think it just is. What
And then you're
it
gonna have a
is.
$3 million couch.
Yeah. Ooh, wow. I don't need that. I'll keep my old green camelback couch.
You're gonna keep the couch after you get $3 million?
Hell yeah. Don't forget where you came from. Neck still hurt.
got a bionic neck. For $3 million.
Yes.
No, I'm doing the languages because that's just really cool.
It's
Oh,
awesome.
Honestly, it's very awesome.
The edit of the extinct languages and being able to read and write them, I have to.
Yeah,
I
once
simply
we're
have
doing
to.
that, yeah,
I
without
can't
a doubt.
not.
That's good. That makes sense for you guys, but for me,
Take the $3 million. I don't fault.
How about this $3 million, but you can never understand any other person ever again?
You never get to speak.
You get it. You only speak your own language.
Well, if that's the case, I'm gonna learn all the languages.
Okay, this next one is my favorite, probably. You get $1 billion.
Nice.
Right now.
Oh,
That's like nothing.
But
boy.
that's like no.
My hand almost hit your chin. like dead ass. I'm like, this is not a lot of money. What?
That's like not actually that much. You get $1 billion right now, but in the next 10 years, you must step foot onto the moon or you are instantly killed. Do you say yes?
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Okay, so read it one more time for me, Shayne, because I just really want to get everything right.
You get $1 billion right now,
Okay.
but in the next 10 years, you must step foot onto the moon or
Oh.
you are instantly killed. do you say yes?
Oh my God. Okay, so I have an issue with this. First of all, because I'm afraid of heights. I am afraid of
once
heights.
you're on the moon, you're not even high.
It's technically not even high. You're in space.
But y'all gotta understand. I had to go up to get there.
You will have to be high at one point.
But you'll also have to go up to get back.
You see what I'm saying? And then come down. I don't like roller coasters.
You're right. Coming down does
You see
happen.
what I'm saying? I don't like any of this. I don't like. I don't need to. Also, guys, I support, and I'm so glad people are going up into space and space exploration.
I support astronauts.
Bro, I support all of it.
I support
That's kind of controversial.
Well, bro, I support them all, but at the end of the day, you're not gonna see my black ass up in space anywhere. I don't need to know what's going up there. I don't care.
You don't want to know what's going on in space?
No, because ain't much of shit. I'm like, oh damn, it's nothing up here. But like some cold, I don't need to know. Just tell me what it is. Send me some pictures. But like, I don't need the $1 billion. I'm cool with being here on Earth. Guys, if it was for us to be up there, some people need to be up there to study and do like whatever, science, all of that. But for me, I am staying here. I'm good. I love Earth. I do. I love it. Would you guys go to space?
Oh, if I got the opportunity to go to space, that'd be really enticing.
It'd be enticing, but it'd be a difficult choice.
It's a tough choice because you can't go to space for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could if you took one of those planes that just go to like super upper atmosphere and you kind of play with it a little bit.
Aren't some people stuck in space right now?
Yeah, for a long time.
Yeah, till like next year.
I'm actually not sure what the current date is because I know they're still working on the safety approval.
That's the thing. It's like I think being in space would be really dope for like a couple days, and then I'd be like, I'm really scared now.
Yeah.
I want to go home.
Yeah, it definitely is like,
it's also boring as hell.
Look, that's what I'm saying. What the f?
Like,
I can
nothing
be bored down
happening.
here.
You really can't do much
There's
in
nothing.
space because it's a safety concern. Like I was reading about how they don't even have alcohol in space, not because not even because of a moral thing or anything. It's because alcohol could get like mess up the systems. It's so dangerous to like the materials and
that makes
everything.
sense.
That's the
They can't
main
even
reason I don't
they
need to
can't
be
even
here.
risk it.
Yeah.
It's like if I can't have a beer in space,
I can't have a tequila soda up in space. It's gonna mess up the. No, I'm good. You guys can have it. Take you and your $1 billion out of my face.
I'm gonna take that $1 billion. I'm gonna take that $1
how do
billion.
you get to space?
I don't think I need to get to space at all. I think that there's an incredibly fast.
What the hell is
number of
wrong with
ways for me
him?
to get out of that with $1 billion at my disposal?
No, they're gonna kill you.
All
Okay.
of which are going to be legally bound. So first and foremost, it's going to be whatever contract we sign. I've got $1 billion, so I'm going to put a couple lawyers on that from the get-go. I'll earmark probably about 5%.
I will say
contract.
there's an edit in that there like the
What's
text
their edit?
below. It says you also can't tell anyone else about the death clause or else you will die instantly.
That's fine.
I don't like that. I like that you can get other people involved and it's like
Yeah.
what are your means of getting
I don't think death is the issue. I think getting to the moon is the
That's
issue.
the more fun thing.
We can hit up Elon Musk.
So
But I just got to step foot on it. What is step foot to you?
that's true.
That's what I would spend a lot of my $1 billion changing. Because if you don't agree with me, I've got 10 years and a lot of money to fund in some organizations, some super PACs,
You're talking
some
about-
education. Look, all I'm saying is I could probably get a group in Alabama to go in and add to the educational board some
is wrong with
bullshit
him?
line that says like step foot. Let's teach that to mean a little bit lighter, different
I
definition.
think you're making
You know
a
what I mean?
deal with some sort of deity or demon.
Without
The devil.
That the lawyers
Look, that demon loves contracts and they love semantics at this
Oh my
point because
God.
they're putting a deal in front of me. So
It
I
is-
think at a minimum, I'm going to give them a run for their money.
This is giving Illuminati.
That's yes, it is.
Oh
Because
my
for $1 billion and I got to go to the moon or I die, I don't know who you are. You're either the devil or I don't know,
Or Jesus.
Jesus.
Hey,
One of the two.
give him the.
I
I feel
remember
like with
that.
$1 billion you could probably get to the moon.
I think you could buy a ticket.
no,
I just
don't know.
want to risk
Getting
it.
to the moon is really expensive.
I would sooner cut
Billions.
both my feet off and send them to the moon. Like, what is step foot to you? Can
Whoa.
I bring regolith to me?
If you could
Can I
launch
take
your
moon
foot
and
at the
bring it here?
moon.
What is moon to you? Moon
No, but that's
is-
such a good point. Cut off your foot and just
Ship it.
launch it at
For
the
$1
moon.
billion in 10 years, I got to lose a foot? Okay.
What if you launch it at the moon and you miss?
No.
You're like, oh, you're watching it shoot up, and it's like it gets to Mars. You're like, oh.
Shayne, because you separate the toes, okay? We all know stepping requires probably the ball of your foot and the toe. So I would separate toes on 5 different missions, okay? We're sending a toe each time.
Oh,
Look,
my
we're going to do
God.
this.
Okay.
Look, it's going to be a big moon. It's going to be a great plan.
Oh
Look, I don't have a plan. I've got a concept for how I'm going to get my foot to the moon.
Oh my God, I don't. Hold on, Shayne. What would you do? Would you take the
I
$1
don't
billion?
know, man. I think I'd have to research how possible this would be because a part of me is like, yeah, I could get to but no, I
Let me
don't
frame
think I don't think 10 years is enough time.
Yeah, let me frame it to you this way:
Really?
you'll die in 10 years, but you can feed 10 million children for the rest of their lives.
That's true.
You get 10 years. In 10 years, you die, but you will feed every single child in America for the rest of their lives.
That's true.
What about that deal?
You're so right. You get $1 billion, and it's like, all right, at the end of 10 years, I'm gonna like just.
And guess what?
That's huge.
I'm gonna be an asshole because I'm only donating like 90% of it, and the other 10% I'm gonna live on a yacht and then build such a big statue. Such a big
that statue.
Oh my
No,
god!
this
And it's
doesn't
gonna have
even
the
sound like
biggest
you.
schlong.
And it's gonna be me. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be
He's
me
sick.
with a little moon.
uh-huh. Oh yeah, and you know what? You press a button, cheeseburgers come out. I'm
Ah.
feeding people till the end of time.
Oh
Wow.
my
With that much money, yeah. You know what? Maybe
Okay.
people will love me.
You buy a huge
Finally.
property, you title it the Moon, and you step foot on it.
God, you're so much smarter than everything I said for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, 'cause you were about to
You
cut
just
off.
named something the moon.
He was really about to cut off a foot and send it into outer
in
space.
5 different spaceships. You
That's
know what?
wrong.
It still would have worked.
Our last hypothetical situation. This one's tough.
Okay.
There are 1,000 pills. Imagine on this table there's 1,000 pills.
Mm-hmm.
One of them kills you instantly, but you get $500,000 for every pill you take. How many do you take? You have 1,001 shot of dying instantly on the first pill. How many do you chow down? If you die, the money you have so far, if any, goes to your next of kin with no tax implications.
Oh my god.
Okay, I've got some questions. Is the pill a poison specifically for me? Or is it like rat poison?
I think this pill. I think this is only you. Only you can take these pills, right? This
Only
isn't
me.
like us three. This
but
is
like if I had a twin, would this pill also kill my twin?
I don't think so. I think we're talking about.
He just
We're talking about.
complicates
We're
things.
talking
Well,
about a
I'm just trying to figure out because
No.
I could convince someone for
We're
quarter of
talking
$1 million.
about. We're
This
talking
is
about
about
a
us.
You don't know which pill it is, though.
I know, but they could test it first.
See,
Well, they test a pill first, and then they
There you go.
They get the $500,000.
Y'all,
No,
Noah
no,
has
no,
the
no.
weirdest
They get half of
takes
it.
ever. You have the
They
most
get half of
weird
it.
takes, and it's like I can't. I just truly
No.
can't.
Here's how we're doing this. You're in a room. It's just you.
Okay.
With 1,000 pills.
Okay, I can't leave.
Simple,
It's-
simple,
okay.
simple.
And you can take as many pills as you want. Every pill that isn't the kill you pill gives you $500,000.
And I die the moment it's in my mouth,
Yeah.
not on digestion.
yeah, you throw it in your mouth, you die. It just
Okay,
you just
okay,
you just
okay.
disappear. You like Avengers.
It's not even the pill. A bullet hits.
Of-
me. That's what happens. If I pick the wrong one, just a bullet.
Some guy stabs
It's
you.
Squid Games. Let's
no,
just call it
it's
Squid
I
Games.
think it's Avengers Infinity War. Like you just fade.
Okay.
Like, you never existed.
Oh, okay. I got a second or two.
But no, you can't spit it back out. So how many pills do you take? How much of a risk are you willing to take?
Okay, so the realistic answer, in my opinion, is there's 2 options. One, if I'm aware that I have a terminal illness that will immediately, in some capacity, end my life,
The hell
I
is
will
he
take as
talking
many
about?
pills as I
I'm
can.
trying to tell y'all.
Because the money would be for
What?
someone else. Okay? Because at that point, the money that I'm making, no matter how many pills, the money's going to my children. And I will
you're
always give
adding
my
more
life
to
to
the
my
You don't
children.
got no kids.
Okay, with no
You ain't
kids.
got no
You're
kids.
adding to this hypothetical.
This is-
If it's just
You are
me
Noah.
today,
You
right
are
now,
Noah? Yes.
right now, I would not take a single pill because the fact is, even if there's a chance of just the smallest chance that if I step on a crack, it's not actually a crack, it's an abyss, I fall in and I die immediately, that is too large of a chance I'm willing to take because I have things in my life that I value more than the opportunity
That's
to that
beautiful,
money.
Noah. And he would also like pick up the wrong pill the first go.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt.
So-
You think you
Yeah.
But before
Not
I
bad
make
luck.
that choice, I'm touching every single one. I'm putting them over a light. I'm listening. I'm trying to see if there's any hint.
I don't think there's any hint.
Yeah.
I think they're all. It's just a bunch of Tic Tacs.
Yeah, that's unreasonable
They
to
all
even
look
take
exactly the
one.
same.
Is unreasonable.
Really?
Completely unreasonable.
1,000 to
Unless
1.
you're under imminent threat of death.
1,000 to 1 odds.
That's
Yeah.
good.
1,000 to 1 odds, no. Not even if it was 1,000,000 to 1 odds.
Really?
No, if you told me that every lottery ticket I had, right, there's like one chance of that I could die just by pulling my random
Yeah.
thing, I would never take that chance. I don't care how many people are in that lottery. You know what? I would have to be 80 and on life support and have children that could get the money. Like that's the only world.
Like right now, I'm liking the way you're thinking.
Yeah.
Like before that, you were like taking me somewhere that I did not want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me personally, I don't like to gamble. I'm not into gambling. I'm not into Russian roulette. I don't think
I
that.
love it.
Really?
Not Russian roulette, but gambling's pretty
Like
fun.
the only y'all the farthest I go with my gambling is tokens at Chuck E. Cheese, and I ain't been to Chuck E. Cheese since '85. You know
That's
what I
more
mean?
skill-based, but
Huh?
it's okay.
What are you? Are you
It's-
putting me
it's a
down
skill-based
because of
game.
the
It's
way
not
that I
necessarily gambling.
gamble? Bro, I haven't gambled in years. I have not stepped foot into Chuck E. What did you say?
I said Chuck E. Cheese is more of a skill-based environment.
Oh,
It's more
okay. So
skill-based.
it's always one hater in the room, and I think
I'm just saying the
right
reason why
here-
you never got the big prize of the 2 dolphins that go back and forth is because you weren't good at the game. Sorry, I cut you
you're
off.
very lucky. You're just really shitty.
Sorry, I totally cut
Whatever.
you off. Why don't you
Whatever.
like gambling?
It's just not my thing. Like I don't. My money's my money. If I give you $1, and I don't get anything back, I'm gonna be upset about that. You know.
So you don't like the chance of just
The
coming
chance,
away
yeah,
empty-handed at all.
yeah.
Well,
I don't think it's worth
gambling
it.
in real life is I don't do it because the odds are super against you,
Yeah.
right? Like, I don't think anyone who goes to Vegas regularly is up. Like, if
Yeah.
you go to Vegas multiple times, you're down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've paid Vegas money.
Yeah, the business model requires at best you have 49% odds.
When you go to Vegas and you look around, you're like, this is built upon people thinking they can
Yeah.
beat this system. They can't. And I think I have particularly bad, like, dice and cards luck. Like, that's where I'm unlucky. I think I'm very lucky in most other ways in life, but
Yeah.
that's the area. So I do think I'm like, 1,000 pills in front of me, I am probably picking the bad one.
Yeah.
By just because that's my luck.
Yeah.
1,000,000 to 1 odds, that's where I'm like, a million?
Million?
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah,
if
but you
pick
might
the one.
instantly die. Listen, at $500,000 to look at 1,000,000 pills and to think about how much money that is at $500,000 each and 1,000,000. I mean, you're looking at, what is that, $500 billion? Okay. At that point, you're in maybe a reality where there's no world where my life and $500 billion are equal. Maybe.
Right, but you only have to take one.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Maybe in that case, I would take the risk just because at that point it is so
It's like
it's so
really
hypothetically
ridiculous.
insane.
Yeah.
But
that
1,000 to 1 is a
maybe.
lot to bet. Like your
1,000 to 1
family
is
and
just
friends,
too-
and everyone's like, "Damn,
Would you get? Would
really
you
pick that?"
Would you get on a plane if you thought there was 1,000 to 1 odds you weren't going to land?
No.
Would you get in the plane if you thought it was a 2,000 to 1 odds?
Yeah, no. I mean,
Like,
if someone,
I don't know what the reality is.
if the
but
captain
you
looked at
would
me
do
and
that.
said that, I'd be like,
"Hey
"Come on,
there."
what?"
Yeah, I'm
Even if he said like, "Hey, I've flown 1,000 times and I've never crashed before," I'd be like, "Okay, now I'm uncomfortable." Like,
Why'd
you
you
don't
say that?
need to really.
Why did you say that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of it all makes me a little iffy. You
Yeah,
know?
for sure.
All right, so we're all walking away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, but if it's
Okay.
Squid Games, I might want to see how many pills I can get to before
What the-
I
Okay.
lose.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, might be fun.
Okay, moving on.
Sorry. He fucks me up.
I'm gonna actually go. I might make a Reddit account just for that subreddit.
Do it.
I won't tell anyone the account name, but they might be able to figure it out after a few answers. Let's be honest. They'll probably-
Someone said they're gonna grind it up into a powder and snort it. Someone said they'll take 1 pill a year, so they give themselves a 500K salary and they lower the chances of like.
Oh,
They just
wow.
like they
That's interesting.
elongate the chances.
Wow.
That's odd.
But that's still like taking like 50 pills out of 1,000. Your odds are a lot higher.
Yeah, for sure.
You're-
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I mean, maybe you do take one. I mean, 1,001 odds. Look, let's be honest. I have, let's call it $0 because that's what I have. I get to increase that by an infinite amount. Like when I look at it that way, statistically, I go from 0 to an infinite amount of money. So maybe I'd do it.
He was not lying.
I was
He
like,
said,
let me
"'Cause
think about
that's
this
what I
number.
have."
Let me just 1, 2, 1 zeros. How many zeros can you put? You can put as many as you want.
Oh,
a quick one. There's our Lego, and I
Oh,
love
sick.
Legos. And this dude, so this account's name is literally Pineapple Fucker is the
Wow.
is the username.
Interesting.
And he built the Millennium Falcon Lego set out of different colored pieces.
That's incredible.
So I don't know how long that took him. I think he said it took him a long ass
That's
time.
sorry.
Let me see.
I don't know how long it
Have you
took him.
ever-
I
I
think
think
he
it took
said
him a long ass time. Let me see.
Oh
I
my
think he said
goodness.
after 10 months,
Oh,
I finished my
wow.
75,192 piece
Wow.
Millennium Falcon made from random parts.
This is the question if he designed what he was going to do beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've built with my brother a Lego, essentially like rubber band
Mm-hmm.
Uzi, like shaped like a gun, and then it
Yeah.
functions and everything. And the way that you do it is there's plans online that people
Right.
have, and they list all the pieces. And we got a little drawer as if we were like soldering things. We bought every single piece, the exact number we needed, and then we organized them, and then we built it step by step.
Wow.
But that's why we were able to do it. If he
Yeah.
designed what pieces he needs,
I don't
like
think
he figured it
'cause
out.
This is a real set.
Yeah, but even still, it's like, oh, here's a circle piece.
Yeah.
That's meant for the Millennium Falcon. They might not sell this circle piece in a different color than Millennium Falcon. You have to now say, okay, I need 4 of these. Or, you know, you don't know how complicated.
I don't know.
Even on the inside, like, is it hollow? Is it not hollow?
It looks so cool.
Like, that is really amazing.
Yeah,
level.
it's incredible.
Incredible.
Next subreddit is Are Mad Lads. So you've probably
Like
heard Ian
British
say the
people?
term mad lad. He's like, what a mad lad. It's here, let me just look at their description. It's typically like dudes who take risks.
Okay.
Risks just for the fun of it, just for the hell of it. A place to celebrate a lad who is a complete savage and or a crazy risk taker, often used sarcastically. The example I found that I love, this was I heard about this forever ago and I always thought it was so cool. In 2007, Harry Potter star Daniel Radcliffe deliberately wore the same outfit for 6 months solely to piss off the paparazzi and make their photos unpublishable. So this is true. He wore this jacket and hat everywhere for a whole year, effectively, so that every photo looked like it was the same photo.
Wow.
So that paparazzi couldn't really sell him.
Wow.
What's that last subreddit we were on? Because he was there. The hypotheticals. What would you do hypothetically? That's the best answer. That made everyone stop. That's so smart.
Yeah, he's awesome.
What a mad
No,
lad.
Daniel Radcliffe friggin' rocks. There's tons of stuff like that. There's another subreddit I love called Explain Like I'm 5. Explain Like I'm 5 is great because it's like they'll ask like genuine questions, but they'll be like, can you explain this in the simplest of terms? And this one I thought was really interesting. Someone said, why can't we get a yearly full body MRI to scan for cancers? Like, why can't I just go to the doctor once a year and they're just like, and you just be like, where is it? What's wrong with my body?
I agree.
Well, I mean, come on. I mean, how many of these machines do we have? How many people do they need? When is it actually going to be useful? What are the side effects?
Like, I mean, just, bro, I would like to do that.
Does the MRI scan help you if you don't have a qualified person with enough time to then analyze the scan?
What the hell are you talking about? We're talking about cancer here, dog.
We have answers.
Oh, yes.
Because what's great is people...
Sorry, that's me. I'm Captain Don't Google. Captain Don't Google. That's me,
then
bro.
you're like, we'll never know.
But there's no way to find out. All I'm saying is there's no way to ever find out. Ever.
So someone responded and they go, radiologist here. This is not actually how MRIs work, and a common misunderstanding of the modality. MRIs are highly specialized exams with different scanning protocol for each body part. For example, even an MRI cervical spine, the bones in your neck, is different than an MRI soft tissue neck.
Oh, wow.
MRI liver is different than MRI kidney. You could attempt to do a broad catch-all study that tries to include the most useful parameters, but then you run into resolution and field of view issues, making it a poorer quality study. Full-body MRI is actually offered as a boutique pay-out-of-pocket service in certain countries, but it often creates more questions than it does answers, and the patient likely would have to go back to re-image the body part in question just to get the right sequences and evaluate it properly, all of which may end up in it being something totally medically irrelevant or incidental. All in all, on top of a lot of things already mentioned by other commenters, the cost to the system is not worth it. So I didn't know that. Because I always thought, I'm like, x-rays and MRIs, I'm like, yeah, it just shows everything in your body. It's like, no, like,
Very specific.
we have to do this specifically.
Can you
for this
imagine,
thing.
like with obviously no knowledge of anything, just being like, oh yeah, go in there and just hit me with the whole spectrum. Just microwave me. What is it? How many minutes for popcorn? Do a couple less seconds.
Can you just fry me?
Can I just find out? Just cut me in half and then put it back.
Yeah.
You know, but give me a picture like it's a gobstopper or something.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Another one is that I've always wondered, that I thought this was really interesting. Why do humans need to eat ridiculous amounts of food to build muscle, but gorillas are way stronger by only eating grass and fruits?
Oh, my
Bro,
God.
it's our brain. It's not our muscles. Our brain is like 80% of all calories consumed.
Oh, interesting.
I think.
Is
I mean,
he
that's
making this
again.
up?
I don't Google shit. I'm just saying that.
Oh, see, he makes
that would
shit
make
up.
sense to me. What's the difference between you and a gorilla, Keith? Is it your muscles?
Maybe.
That's
I
the
don't
big
know.
difference?
But you think it's the brain?
Yes, I think it's the brain.
Explain that, please.
The
Explain that.
brain requires so much constant caloric intake and so much rest and so much. Bro, evolution, we're the only ones with a brain like this. If you think it was easy, there'd probably be more of them.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you know how we eat so many varied foods and we have to have, such trace minerals. It's because, like, we got special pathways happening, bro.
I see what you mean.
But what's the real answer? Because that's probably wrong.
Oh,
what
I feel
said.
dumb as hell.
Right?
I'm like, yeah, I get it. I get it. See?
Someone first points out ridiculous amounts. A human male requires 2,500 calories a day. A silverback gorilla eats nearly 4 times that.
Oh man. Oh, okay, so we're just starting from a not true state.
But there's another part of this, which is humans produce a protein called myostatin that inhibits muscle growth. It makes it difficult to grow big muscles. Having
that's a hating ass bitch.
Shayne could use a little. I got some. I got extra.
Make it,
Look
dude.
at that. I got some in my back pocket.
I got some.
I got a plethora of that.
Like a treat.
Having too much muscle slows you down and tires you and your heart out. That protein limits muscle growth so that humans don't need to consume ridiculous amounts of anything and can survive when resources are low. Gorillas don't have that protein. That is true. So I'm assuming like humans do have the ability to like not eat for a while
true.
and survive. I also think humans, I may be wrong. I think humans are more built for endurance. Like we're built to like, I've always heard like they talk about how ancient humans would like hunt things by just kind of chasing them down day after day.
Yeah.
And just like they would outrun us, and then suddenly we'd come about the horizon.
Yeah.
I disagree with what you're saying. Because I'm for.
Wait, no.
opinion, I'm
Listen,
saying
no. It's not opinion. He remembers. He's been there. He remembers what he used to
Shayne,
do.
I am 5 million years old.
What did you used to do, Keith? He didn't used to chase him for a couple days. What was your strategy?
I want you to go to a science talk and be like, I disagree with what you're saying.
Oh my God, I do, because you said we're here for endurance, right? What did you say? You said.
I
said,
he's
yeah,
here for
we're
a good
endurance.
time, not a long time.
No, I'm here for love.
Okay.
You feel me?
Okay.
Come on, y'all need to get on it. Give on the love
You
train.
don't think love requires a little endurance?
Man, actually, you've been saying some real shit lately. You keep saying some real shit.
Most people are saying that
Get me,
gorillas
get me.
eat so much more food than us. They have to like basically constantly be eating.
You know, it's funny, Shayne, I've mentioned this to you before, but there is, I believe it was an old forum, maybe even before Reddit, of a bodybuilding forum. This is a famous forum that I need you to look up so you can read it.
Okay.
And it is bodybuilders commenting on how he eats gorilla chow. And he found gorilla chow
seen
helps
this.
his bodybuilding because it's large calories, it's only 18% sawdust, and it's super cheap.
Hold on,
Yeah.
Chow-
Straight up buys it from
No,
the store.
bodybuilding forums used to be the most insane
Yeah,
thing.
people eat
ever.
dog food now because it's good, high in protein, low in cost.
What is chow like doo-doo?
No.
What is
Chow
chow?
is like food, like chow.
But like gorilla chow?
I mean, in French, I think it's goodbye.
gorilla chow?
Dog chow and like, like
Yeah,
gorilla chow. It's
bachelor
just
chow,
like gorilla
Futurama.
food.
Oh, why did he say that then? Like, why couldn't he have said
Because that's
something
what they
else?
called it. I think they call it gorilla chow. I think it's a bag.
I ain't never
of what
heard
they
of this.
chow down on.
I was gonna say what I also think, because they're talking about how they have to constantly be eating, and they're eating like large amounts, but they're eating just like grass and fruits and stuff.
Oh, that sucks.
But I remember there was a. I feel really bad for them, dude.
Bro, imagine
I'm
you gotta
gonna-
eat 4 times the amount you do now, but you gotta eat just like shit.
I'm gonna go to this.
Flying
I'm gonna
around.
go to the zoo and throw them a burger, man.
Bro, here's my charity. Drop steaks in the forest. We get
I don't think
helicopters.
gorillas want to eat steaks.
You don't know?
I don't-
Have you ever attempted to feed a gorilla Wagyu? You're telling me that guy's gonna put it down. He's like, no, bro, the grass. What are you doing?
What
What is this?
telling you, he's saying
I
some
want the
real
nuts.
shit. He's saying some real shit.
He's trying to grab me nuts.
Listen to this,
Right.
man.
That's right, Don.
Hey,
Some real shit. Oh, you get that elbow. My bad.
knock on wood.
Yep.
What I was gonna say is because I think humans have evolved around fire too.
Oh yeah.
Like we cook our things externally, like or we like partially digest our things externally by cooking them. So
Oh, you're
that
right. That
changes
helps
how
in
we
digestion.
eat.
You're right. So maybe they don't want the raw meat.
Mhm.
Okay, so we drop Gordon Ramsay.
That's why gorillas don't have those big stomachs.
You're telling me that's why they got great.
They've got the like huge stomachs. It's because they digest things so differently. than us.
Internally. I thought you meant externally. You were commenting on their looks.
Oh,
See,
that's
you're
right.
so
gorillas
shallow.
look really cool. Another subreddit is our fellow kids.
Oh yeah. Love
You've
it.
heard of this one, yeah?
It's gonna be like 80-year-olds with their hats backwards.
This
Oh,
is where
hell yeah.
this is where like adults try to appeal to kids, and it comes off just super cringy. I have one post that I found. It's where the lunch ladies at a school left a note out at the like. They left this placard out.
I want to love lunch ladies, so I'm hoping.
I
for
know.
them. I'm
I
hoping.
know. But they clearly like this is like the instructions for like when you're in line at lunch at school, like what you should do. So they go, starts off and it goes, bruh, you must have at least one fruit or vegetable to count as a lunch. No cap. Just yeet one on your tray so you can slay all day.
Oh,
You can
God.
take up to 2 fruits and 2 veggies if you want. We don't want you getting hungry later. That would be low-key Skibbity, Ohio. Stay bussin'.
No.
Stay bussin'. You're the goat.
I don't like this.
The lunch lady.
Oh my God, this. Okay, look, we're not about to go here, but I'm gonna go here. This was obviously a white woman, middle-aged white woman in an inner city school.
Go harder. We should pull their funding.
Bro.
Right? We should pull it. Why do they have an arts program?
No, I cannot do this with him.
6 periods of English. That's it. That's what the whole school gets.
Something's really wrong.
6 periods of English to a PE. They have us here talking about vegetables a lot.
Oh
I don't
my
know.
God.
I'm talking shit.
For all of you guys out there, that's what's currently going on right now.
I'll cut you off. Tell me about it.
I don't got nothing else.
She's a white woman who what?
I said what I
In an inner city school white woman? Tell me about it.
No, she's just trying to like keep up with the youth, and she's trying to seem more. What's the word I'm looking for? Relatable.
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah. She's
For
trying
sure.
to connect.
Which never goes right in situations like that, and it didn't go right even hearing you read it. It was cringe as. I like that. I just don't like it. Just don't do that. Speak how you speak. Like.
She's serving lunch. She's got a cap with the tag still on. They're like, you're 20 years behind, lady.
God.
Her hair split down the middle, 2 hairnets, 1 on each half.
Lady, do you not realize we take the tag off now?
That was a long time ago.
It is pretty interesting how she somehow blended almost 2 distinct languages. It was like 2 different generational periods.
She
of
speaks
slang.
every language.
Yeah, she does.
She's
Yeah, and
fluent
I'll
in
tell
every
you
language.
what, as a lunch lady, she should have taken the money. Should have taken the money.
I'm done. I am done.
I do think that if you want to be relatable to kids and you want to try to use their language, for me, what was always effective as a kid is just cursing. That's the closest thing I think you can get to talking like I would.
Take a fucking veggie, dude.
I think that'd be so much more clear to me. If you wanted my attention, instead of the sign saying like, yo, eat 2 veggies or like 2 things or it's not a lunch, if you just said like, bro, like, no, take out bro. Okay, so, hey, fucking idiot. Okay? You need to eat
you're gonna
carrots
keep your
or
job.
you're gonna die.
Yeah.
The end. If I don't see you with some carrots, you're dumb.
I think you're
I'd
getting
probably
fired.
I would get fired. I get
makes
fired from most jobs, and that's why I got hired here.
Oh my God.
No one else accepted me. They didn't even know it was me. I'm telling you, I showed up Guatemalan. Josh.
Oh my God. He's getting on my nerves. I can't stand him.
Dude, I had Keith audition for me. He didn't even know me. Yeah, he didn't even know me.
Somehow we're both here.
Yeah,
Still. No, he gets on my nerves. Oh my God.
Our final subreddit.
Oh God.
What could be weirder?
I just wonder what he's gonna say next.
There's a subreddit called "Don't Put Your Dick in That."
Oh God.
I'm listening.
It's just things where it's like, hey man, don't put your dick
Don't do it. Yeah, makes sense.
Someone posted this photo. They're like, these dishes better quit playing.
Is that a butthole?
Oh, I love it. Okay.
Dish soap that just kind of
So,
formed that
you
way.
know that
Oh,
they
wow.
put the little. They did the little.
They
hole.
did that.
They
They
did the
did
little hole.
that.
Yeah. With their tongue.
This is real. These are banana washers that you can find on Amazon.
Oh.
Banana washers
That.
for washing the exterior of the banana.
Can I say what it looks like?
Yeah, I think we all know what it looks
Oh,
like.
okay. I'm not gonna say it.
Well, to me, it looks like someone found a new use for a Dyson fan.
I don't like him.
Just, if no one's seen what a banana cleaner looks like, it kind of looks like a Con Air.
I don't think a
bladeless-
banana cleaner is a real thing.
No, you don't.
I don't think.
so?
Why would you need to clean the banana?
Right,
before
you peel it.
Look, Shayne, let's be honest. If people are using it for what you're suggesting, why do they need the machine? You clean a banana with your hands.
Ooh, see, he
Right?
really he's really
Right?
saying some shit today. Like
Shayne.
hands down.
You
saying
go
some
back and forth between being like, this guy's incredible, to I hate this guy so much.
Like back and
You don't
forth.
know?
But when it's good, it's good. I
Yeah.
give credit where credit is due.
I'm
killing it, dog. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my God. Oh my God. See, right now I can't stand him. Can't stand him.
Nah.
Someone put this tub of butter.
Hey!
Wow. I don't know. Some people might say any tub of butter.
Someone put this, they found this in the woods. It's a side of a tree. They said, where the moss is greener, I put my wiener.
Oh my God, that's great.
Love that.
That's awesome.
Oh my God, you know what? That reminds me, there's a place that, you can hike to where I grew up as a kid at Victory Trailheads, but you keep going up, there's a place known as the Vagina Caves.
What?
Then that's it.
It's like a huge, it looks like probably
Is
like
that
an
where they write the
80-foot
monologues?
The vagina monologues.
Could if you wanted to. And you know what's so interesting about them is that you enter in what would be, the vaginal canal, and when you go in there, you go in, and it's kind of interesting shaped, and you can kind of go up, and then there's a spot to look out, and it would kind of be where like maybe
button?
the pee hole is.
Oh, I said the belly button.
Can I say that?
What the are you talking about?
I'm saying that if you want to, I can hike you to a place with large, almost female anatomy in nature. It's beautiful.
Oh my God, no.
Like all female anatomy, it's beautiful.
Okay, man. Is it really called the Vagina Cave?
I don't.
Or do you call it
No.
that?
See, he just be making stuff up. See, that's the thing.
I was
We
introduced
kind of hike up there.
to them.
Nothing. Like,
Look,
what are you talking
it
about?
was just there was an 80-foot man, and he's like, "Yo, don't put your in this." But I'm gonna show you. It's a great place to hike.
No.
No, it was just like a spot on a trail, and that was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take you to like the Vagina Caves." I was like, "What?" And it was, "Oh, let me show you."
Caves, no.
I've been there 3 times in my life. A lot of graffiti in there.
Whoa.
It's a lot of graffiti in there.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
I'll take it.
It always okay. Side
Don't
note,
put your dick in it.
can I
Well,
have
it kind of will because you're going in the cave in general. What were you saying?
I was gonna say side note. Thinking of graffiti, I'm very fascinated by like seeing graffiti in places where I'm like, how the hell did they? Like, I was driving the other day and there was an abandoned building and like a big like tall building, like at least 10 stories, and there was graffiti like on the sides of the building where I was like, how did they do it? Are they rappelling off the sides? Like, do they have like
I think so. Oh, they're building their own.
they're building
scaffolding.
scaffolding, getting up there, spray painting it, and then taking it all down.
Think about
Yeah, I think it's like some things is light repelling because I've seen, on like freeway overpasses in Los Angeles, there's some areas that you can kind of access if you were to climb a fence with a little bit of barbed wire, but you'd still have to like be going down onto something that's hanging over the freeway. And unfortunately, I've seen multiple videos of people in Los Angeles falling as they're tagging.
Oh, no.
They're all usually fine because, they're falling. It sucks, but you're falling about 20 feet. Like, yeah, you're probably like
You're just
messed
getting
up,
messed
but like
up,
you're
yeah.
not dead. But like, yo, dude's tagging and someone's filming him tagging and again, it's LA, it's like 5 p.m., so no one's driving fast.
Yeah,
He's just
yeah,
like falling,
yeah.
like falls and hits a car. And everyone's like, yeah, that's what's gonna happen when you're trying to do
Crazy
that.
How much there is everywhere. I remember when I was young, there was this like tunnel, like kind of where like the floods would come out of, like in the wash, in
Yeah.
the canals, and kind of like the LA River. It would lead to this like one tunnel, and there was a gate in front of it, but it was propped open. That someone had propped it open. There was like a rock holding that open, and my buddies and I went in it once, and I mean this was like endless. This tunnel went on so long that it was just endless darkness, and you're walking. It's like high up. It's a big tunnel, but you get to the point where the entrance is like a tiny blip of light.
Whoa.
But that far down, there's still tons of graffiti.
Yeah.
I'm like, when does this end? Like, how far do people go in just to do graffiti?
Yeah.
Blows my mind because I'm like, at that point, you're not like tagging.
Yeah.
This isn't to a public display. This is just kind of to.
That's where they practice.
I hope nobody sees this.
I used to be good friends with someone who showed me the Vagina Caves, but they run like a hiking page for like Los Angeles. If anyone's in Los Angeles and wants to visit, I think it's called like LA Hikes or some simple shit.
Okay.
But he would take me in the abandoned gold mines, which is kind of similar to these tunnels that you're
Cool.
talking about, where they just go on for miles in different directions. Some of them are collapsed, some of them aren't. Areas are flooded. And, you walk down these mines for maybe 20 minutes. You're in the middle of nowhere. It splits into a fork. You decide to take one turn and you go, and it's a dead end, maybe another quarter mile. But in that dead end, it's then just mannequins and like random shit. Just
Oh,
like
hell no.
whole scenes that people have set up, little baby dolls, because people who like to go through these caves, someone hiked up the mountains and brought an entire scene just to freak whoever the was going to go there next.
The dedication blows my mind.
Yeah. Like you had to be in that mine for like an hour in total darkness. Like it's insane. And then we ate a can of beans back there. Chili.
Beans. Okay.
Can of chili.
See.
Really bad chili.
Wow.
Are you ready to go? Because are we ready to wrap this up?
ready to-
Because
ready to go.
you talking about chili,
I'll take you to the
caves and
mine.
chili.
Eat some chili.
I'm good.
You don't want to eat chili in the mines? Fine.
Hell no.
With mannequins that are scary?
Look, that's what we do in California. Get used to it.
Look, I'm from Ohio, where
We're at
pets are being
Skibbity.
eaten.
Am I right?
Skibbity, Ohio.
Skibbity,
Where
Ohio.
pets
Straight
are being
bussin'.
eaten. Shit.
Wow. Well, that's all the subreddits I've got for today.
Yeah.
Thank you both for being here.
This was fun. I had a good
Great.
time.
This was a great time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think I love you again.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give it 2 minutes.
Hit that elbow. Ow. That's right.
Nice.
Got it
Yeah,
done.
That hurt.
All right. Well, yeah. Thanks.
You welcome. How many times we gonna
Next
say it?
All right. F you. All right. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye, y'all.